Thanksgiving yet. So it wasn't Thanksgiving yet, I suppose, for Joel, but which I guess was the point that you guys talked about. But what do you think allowed him to do what he did tonight?
I mean, he was obviously dominant, and you try to find that balance of not walking it up the floor every time and just posting Joel. We ended up doing that, and he just was dominant. So it's always that slippery slope of playing with pace and movement, and then realizing you got Joel Embiid. And tonight we realized that we had Joel Embiid, and the stat line that he produced was just dominant.
He's been dominant before, but tonight was on a whole nother level. Why was it so different?
I don't know. I think that he's just playing more confidently. I think he's getting his fitness base slowly underneath him. I feel like it's just, progressively playing with teammates and, being with us more. You've all heard me talk about the fact that he missed September and training camp. That set him back. And so I think his growth path and his comfort level, we felt like it was going to be coming after Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving happened just a little bit quicker.
Coach, what do you feel about 70 minutes in 2 games for Embiid?
I mean, it's an incredible number, and what I do is I credit him, and I credit our medical staff, led by Daniel Medina. And if you had come to me sort of selfishly and said, after what do we played now, 14 games, you can expect he can play 35 minutes and look, good. You would have scratched your head and wondered how could that be. I think that the new NBA rules, how we're trying to save timeouts and walk games down and, provide sporadic rest helps us achieve the big minutes in fourth periods especially. But those two numbers are massive and certainly, influence us winning games.
Considering Joel was so dominant tonight, the Lakers were still in there and could have won the game down the stretch. What was the difference in this game aside from Joel?
I mean, I give Kuzma and I give Brandon Ingram a lot of credit. I think in those two young guys. And then the Lakers, sort of were on a similar path that we were on, trying to identify keepers, trying to identify franchise-type players. And those two guys, I thought tonight were excellent. We had a rough time with them boxing out. Like they had, I think, however many more shots than we did. I've never really seen a stat line. We had 86 shots. They had 109 shots, a lot through just offensive rebounding. That really put us back. It's the first time we've been out-rebounded, I think, in 7 games now. And they did a really good job of rebounding, and it kept them in the game. And those two guys did a great job of keeping them in the game.
Simmons almost had another triple-double. I think he was 1 rebound short. How do you assess his performance?
Well, isn't it like we're 5 minutes, 6 minutes into this conversation, and, you bring that up, and it's true. And when you look at Ben Simmons, he ends up with, and he almost had, you just said it, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, 18 points. And he too, at times was dominant. And we all see his gifts. We see his skill in open court. We see his amazing sort of athleticism and skill package at 6'10". And Ben, again, had also, I think a very borderline dominant type of game.
We talked about, before the game, I think someone brought up Simmons, and he's in a store company with Oscar Robertson, and Embiid did something that's never been done, those numbers before. I mean, how do you, from your standpoint, game by game, kind of digest what you're seeing with the two of them and what they've been doing for this team?
I mean, I'm always, critical. We're always trying to be a coach. You're always trying to, make us better and move us forward. And so the excitement that I get is more out of what we can be than what we are by a mile. Like I thought tonight at times was ratty and sloppy. I think had we made threes, because we took a lot, and we took, I think, some mostly good ones, then the game, could have spilt out a little bit more. But those two guys and with Ben, there's just so much more to grow them into, and so much more that we all have to give in our growth together.
To leave here with a 3-2 record on this road trip and to be 8-6 coming back to the long homestand, I mean, what do you think that says about?
I mean, I think the team is, we have a good base, in relation to what we believe we want to do offensively, defensively. It's just now tighten it up, continuing to tighten it up. You find you get into the current of the NBA. It's sort of unforgiving, you know, and it's game off, and you just sort of get caught in the current. And that can be good and bad. And I think that we're in a good current right now. We're playing good basketball. We can continue to just, you know, persevere with what we're doing, but along that path, really try to refine it and tighten it up.
Coach, you think Joel kind of relishes the hostile, you know, crowd, kind of has fun with it when he can, you know,
What do
play
you
the
think?
villain role? It looks like it.
I mean, that's who he is. I mean, you know, there's a mischievous side in Joel, and there surely is a competitive side in Joel. And, you know, to me, he doesn't cross the line. Like, if it got to the stage where I felt like he's hurting the team, you know, I got to do my job. But it's really never been that. He has fun. He wears his heart in his sleeve. He brings a cocky side and a swagger to the rest of his teammates. That is priceless. And we're all, you know, proud to be together in this. And he sure was special tonight.
Last one.